So first of all, Gurdarshan, how are you feeling after that win with Roshan?
I feel good. I feel amazing. It was nice to get in there after 17 months, and just it's been a long time, so it was nice to get those 3 rounds in and represent on a very big show on a very big card that was very well promoted for the Indian audience. So it was definitely an amazing moment.
Awesome, awesome. So this fight happened in between a pandemic. So how was your experience training and preparing for a fight in between the global pandemic?
It's very different. It's very different in the sense that um, first of all, usually I can see my family when I'm when I'm getting ready for a fight. This time I wasn't able to. I was away from them for 3 months. There was no option of going back home to see them on a weekend or anything. So we were apart for about 3.5 months, me and my wife, and that that got tough after the first month. Um, Situations like that, and also I was training in Las Vegas. So in Las Vegas, it's a bit more lenient. We just had to be careful who we were training with. A lot of us got COVID back in October. So a lot of us kind of already had it and we already were kind of finished with it. It was back in October when it hit us all hard. And that's why I was supposed to fight back in October and my fight got canceled. And now it was good to get that back. And I had a big issue when I had COVID. My lungs got really messed up from it. So for me to train through a fight and rebuild that was a tough task. But just training through just the fight week and one championship over in Singapore, that was very strict. It was very well done with security and everything, and the way they had the bubble created, how we weren't able to see really anybody else other than the corner that we came with, and just how to pull the whole event off. So it was well done, especially during these times.
Awesome, awesome. So could you just walk us through the fight a bit? Like from what we saw, you managed to keep the fight in stand up and had a dominating run there. So was that the game plan all along, even though it was a short notice fight?
We really had no game plan going into that fight because it was so short notice. Because the whole situation changed. We were getting ready for somebody completely different style. But luckily, when I'm training out in Las Vegas, I train well-rounded. So the adjustment was just really just go out there and do what I do best. I knew I would be better everywhere. I knew my endurance would be better, but I would have to only find that out after the first round finished. I had never seen him go into round 2 and 3, and all his fights were ending in the first round and won championships, stuff like that. So I was going to see if he could really handle round 2 and 3, and obviously I think I got the best of him in those situations. He tried really hard in the first round to take me down, and I think that's where he blew all his energy, and I could feel it. And he got me a bit tired too, but I'm on a different endurance level when it comes to those kind of things, mentally and physically.
Awesome. So Roshan is someone that you have known personally for a long time, and now you have shared the ring, like circle with him as well. So what is your take on Roshan, and what do you see in the future for him?
I still believe Roshan's one of the best. I think it just wasn't his night. And I also got to understand that he's a young kid. Well, he's 25. The places that he's been to and where he's at, I wasn't at when I was 25. So I told him when I picked him up after the fight, I'm like, you're miles ahead of where I was at the age of 25. I wasn't in one championship. I wasn't at a major organization yet. And he's already there. So I understand that I defeated him, but that was experience. And I knew how to handle myself because I've been 3 rounds with some of the best guys. But I told him just rebuild yourself back up, and my opinion of him doesn't change. I told him that our relationship wouldn't change, and I've spoken to him. I've told him to keep his head up. I've told him just keep training, keep doing what you got to do, and I still think he's one of the best. And I think give him another few years, he will be one of the guys carrying the Indian MMA scene.
Great, great. So what are your thoughts on the entire event? Like one Dangal, it was a huge event. Arjun went on to win the title. Ritu also had a great fight. So what's your thought on the event as a whole?
I just thought it was really cool because I've never seen so much support, so much fan support. Like, I've been part of some pretty big events over in India, big fights of mine and stuff like that, but this was on a different level. And I think one championship was what was to thank for that. The way they promoted it, the way they built it, the way they got stuff out there, the way they explained it to the Indian fans on how big this truly was. is what made it so big. Plus, the media took us more seriously than they usually do when it comes to Indian MMA fighters. And I think just we gained a lot of respect and just, yeah, it's. I think it really woke a lot of people up on where we are on the scene and that we are world-class talent.
Awesome. So coming back to your run in one championship, you're currently 3-1. So what do you think is next for you?
I want to fight the guy that I was originally supposed to fight 2 times in a row now. First in October, it got canceled because of me, because I got COVID. This time it happened to him because he got COVID. So now this is the former champ. It's from the Philippines, from Team Lakay. And I think I beat him within 3 rounds. I will do something that the flyweight champ right now hasn't done in 10 rounds. So I think I would make quite a statement, and I think that would get me to the title shot. I think outside of Demetrius Johnson, I am the biggest fight in the flyweight division because of the audience I would bring, because of the historical significance, because of the Indian audience, because of hopefully things will open up and we can do it in India and Mumbai, and for me to face the champ there. So I think outside of Demetrius for viewership, I am the biggest fight outside of that for Adriano. And I think I beat Eustaquio within 3 rounds. I would do something that Adriano couldn't do in 10 rounds with him.
So talking about Team Lakay, like you're someone that has some history with Stephen Loman, who is currently in one championship now. So is a fight with Loman something that you are looking forward to in one championship?
Well, Loman fights a weight class up. So he fights in my coach's weight class up, Fabiano Fernandez. I fight a weight class lower. So unless he comes down to flyweight, even when that fight happened between us, he was heavier. And I usually was always about 140 pounds on the day of the fight. And I was fighting at 135. And we know how big 135ers can get. And he was stockier too, if you look in that fight. This is why I made the move down to 125 because of situations like that. So if that fight was to happen, he would have to come down to mine this time. I'm not coming up to his. Unless there was really something appealing for me, unless there was something big waiting for me. Other than that, it doesn't really interest me till there's something more than just Stephen Loman waiting. There's many more challenges in my weight class alone outside of that.
Okay. Adding to that, I just wanted to check, like, how's your interest about a rematch with Reece McLaren once you're done with the Team Lakay thing?
Yeah, of course. I think in the Reece fight, I didn't really show what I got to do. It just it happened really quick. I really didn't get to show anything because I was backstage and I hadn't even broken a sweat when the fight was done. I was like, that was probably the shittiest situation because it's one thing if you fight your heart out and you lose. You're like, you know what? I left everything out there. I didn't really get to show anything in that fight. And I also think that even in this Roshan fight, I didn't get to show anything. I found a plan. Roshan wasn't really fighting back, and I found a path to least resistance, and I wanted those 15 minutes in there, and I took it. Had it been me and Geje, I think it would have been a completely different fight, and you guys wouldn't even be talking about a stand-up fight, really. With Reece, yeah, definitely a rematch in the future. Right now, he lost his last fight, and I won my last fight. So, yeah, let's see. Right now, I do want to fight Eustaquio. I want to fight Geje, and I think that should fast track me to Adriano because I would be facing somebody that Adriano took the belt from.
So do you think that 2 fights is what you need to win to get to that title shot?
I think I need 1 fight. I think I need to fight Geje decisively within 3 rounds in a statement. And I could do that. And I think that will set it up. Because why wait longer? Why not take it to India? Why not capture it? Why not get 2 belts? I think getting the belt in the flyweight division is one of the toughest divisions to get the belt in. I think even compared to the UFC or so, I think the flyweight division in one championship is the strongest. Considering that the best pound for pound fighter in the world is number 2, that's quite the statement. He was never number 2 in the UFC, and even their champion went all 3 rounds, where Adriano did something within 2 rounds. So competitively, I think flyweight division in one championship is much stronger.
Awesome. So is there any message that you want to give out to the Indian MMA fans who have been supporting for the one Dangal?
Is there anything that I want to say?
Yes, to the Indian MMA fans.
Thank you guys. The support, the love. I know I get a lot of messages and stuff like that. I just want to let you guys know that I do truly read them all. It's hard to respond to them all, but I do. I take it all in because getting this kind of support was a dream at one point of hoping that one day the scene would catch up to the efforts we were putting in. I started this in 2007 and nobody knew what I was doing. Everybody thought I was a pro wrestler. Everybody thought I had to explain what this even was and had to use terms like I do UFC because they didn't know anything else. Now people know the difference. People know what the terms are. They know they're educated in the sport, and it's a beautiful thing to see. So it feels like we got real fans now. We don't just got people that are confused on what we're doing. So I want to thank the fans for that, and I hope you guys are enjoying the ride and seeing yourselves represented. And I hope you guys are proud of what you guys represent. And hopefully it's inspiring and motivating you guys.